Ohayou gozaimasu.
Hey guys.
Hi. So we do want to tag Jared in this video.
Yes, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. So this video is coming to you with a smaller window since our last one, because we actually decided to film the last one when we got up for our morning, and now it's late in our late at our night.
Yes.
We decided to go back to our regularly scheduled programming from now on. It works better for us to record at night before we go to bed.
Yeah.
So again, we're going to start with highlights from our day, so you can just watch the first few minutes of the highlights of the video to get the highlights, and then after that we will go into like a full recap of our day. So we said, we filmed this morning, which means we had to get up extra early.
So early.
Because we were already getting up early.
At the end of that video, we were like racing out the door to catch our bus. So yeah, which was at 7:05. Is that right? Oh yeah.
So we've been up since like 5:30 to get everything done before we left the apartment.
And now it's midnight.
Yep. Long day.
So that's our day, everyone. Bye. No.
That's typically how our days go.
So some highlights for today. We the reason we got out the door so early was because we were headed off to the Arashiyama bamboo grove, which, if you've ever looked up a picture in Japan about bamboo, you've probably seen pictures of this grove. And we had a tip from the Brickers, our good friends that have the awesome blog about travel in Japan, that you needed to get there early to avoid the crowds. And so we definitely wanted to do that. And
they suggested arriving no later than 7:45. We did make it about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So not bad.
Yeah, because they were also kind of like, after 8:30, it's going to be too busy. And that's probably a pretty spot-on recommendation, because it was like, there were people there when we got there, but by the time we left, which probably wasn't that, it was probably around 8:30. Because the grove is actually like a lot smaller than we thought.
Yeah.
But there were definitely people starting to fill the space, and like multiple wedding parties trying to take pictures, and so big success to get there early. We highly recommend it. And really, for that whole area, that Arashiyama area, super popular. When we got there, it was just like normal.
It was just a normal place.
And by the time we left, it had exploded with people. So definitely, if you're headed out that way, head out early.
And again, this is like shoulder season. Well, I guess we're going into Sakura season. But like on a weekday during the day.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know what day it was. Tuesday? Wednesday?
Thursday?
I don't know.
Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday.
It's a weekday here because we take buses and we have to look at the schedule for weekdays.
Exactly.
So
yeah, after our morning, we hiked up another very steep hill. But at the top were monkeys.
There were monkeys. There's a monkey park that's out toward the bamboo grove. We walked between the two, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, walkable distance. So they say when you get there that it's going to take 20 minutes to get to the top. I think it probably took us a little longer.
We walked really slow.
We did walk really slow.
We did a lot of hiking yesterday.
We did, and I even commented on when we were going up those stairs. It was like, it's not even that I'm sore. It's just the idea of going upstairs again that was slowing me down.
Yeah. On the way down, I could tell my downhill muscles were pretty tired.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like sore so much as just like, don't you know you used us like yesterday?
Wait, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But the monkeys, that was a fun experience. We got to feed them, and they were great.
Yeah. More to come on that later.
Yeah. We'll talk more about it later. If you want more about the monkeys, stay tuned.
Yeah.
And then let's see.
So from there, we went to another shrine, another temple. To another temple that was a ways out from the city.
A little out of the way.
Yeah. So we took a bus out there, and
like Arashiyama is already like outside of kind of like central Kyoto, and then this was like a little outside of that.
Yeah, exactly. So this temple's claim to fame is that it has like 1,000 small statues, like knee high, just higher than knee high statues.
So not like tiny, but like low to the ground.
Yeah. So we took a bus out there and then double checked when the bus would be going back, and it was like 45 minutes later, and we walked into the temple and there was like 5 minutes of things to do. We probably about 7 minutes, like we went through the whole temple grounds.
Because if you've been watching our videos, like some of the temple grounds that we've gone to have multiple buildings and like huge, like not huge, but like long walkways that kind of take you through the grounds. They might have gardens. This was like, I mean, not much bigger than our hotel room, maybe maybe like twice the size of this, but it was not that big. Like
the
just like the grounds, like the places to explore.
Oh,
like
sure.
Not that.
I mean, it's bigger than
I
a
don't
hotel
know.
room.
I'm not good at estimating space, but it was not very big, and
Yeah.
there weren't that many buildings, and so yeah, you really didn't need that much time there.
So because we knew we were going to be there for a while, we joked about naming all 1,000 of the statues, which we figured would be like one name every less than 2 seconds. So instead, I said, this section we're going to name, and then we did. We like worked our way through it and came up with names for all of the statues, and then when we got done, counted, and we had named 300 statues.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yep. So there are 300 statues that are now not nameless.
Yeah. We went alphabetical.
They might have had a name before.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. So yeah, that was seeing the statues. And then,
skipping ahead to the very end of our night.
Yes.
We had a new experience, or new for me, like almost new for you.
Yeah, I would put it in the new category.
Yeah. We went to a Japanese onsen.
Oddly, it sounded like I said I'd put it in the nude category.
In the nude category. Well, spoiler alert. It was all in the nude.
Yeah.
So this is a public bath.
Yeah.
So neither of us had really done that before, so we wanted to try it out.
I went to a Turkish bath once, but it was a long time ago, and I don't even remember all the details. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's new.
So this was a really interesting experience. It was separated men and women, so we got to go our own ways and be completely amongst strangers, which I think was really nice. It was really interesting seeing, like, I appreciated their attitude toward nudity, but at the same time I wouldn't want to do it with anybody I knew.
Which a lot of people there are there with people they know. It's
exactly.
It's a big group hangout. Like,
very social. Yeah.
While we were there, we both got Korean body scrubs. So that was fun.
Yeah,
we tried to get Thai massages, but they couldn't get us both in, and they only had room for one, and it was really late, a really late appointment. So that went out the window. But we got our Korean body scrubs. So that was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
So onsen, Korean body scrubs,
and now we're lounging in our robes,
our hotel pajamas, with our post onsen hair.
Onsen hair.
Exactly. This is all wet hair recently.
It was a great experience, and they had I really liked had a variety of different pool options, and I think it's worth. We'll talk maybe more in detail, but something really interesting that both of us tried that we've never tried before is there was a pool that shocks you like with an electric current.
Electrified. Like you climb in and it's like zzz.
Yeah. And there's a whole sign there that
explains everything.
Explains
you're
how
getting
it's
into.
so great.
Yeah.
But it's like keep your heart away from it.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And don't stay in too long.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a new experience. I've
we'll
never
loop back around. To
we'll
talk
talk more. Yeah. We'll do more onsen talk. So those were the highlights. Yeah.
Worked our way right through them.
So if you're just here for the highlights, this is your chance to sign out.
Yep.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
And if you want to hang out and hear all the details about our very long day, because like I said, it's midnight and we've been up since 5:30. But we can be speedy.
Snappy.
Because you know what? I've got some convenience store ice cream that I want to eat.
Yep.
And I can't do it until we sign off, because I did ponder if I should just eat it on camera, but I thought no one's going to enjoy that. So, hopping back to the beginning of the day. We made it on our bus.
Yep.
We got there. The Bamboo Grove.
Yeah. So, the Brickers did a really good job of preparing us. Like we said, we got there at the right time. They mentioned that the Bamboo Grove would be a bit more sparse than it looks in pictures, and it is. But it is like very wide on either side of the path.
Yeah, so it looks dense.
Yeah, so it does look dense, which is cool. But it turns out it's a very short stretch of road.
So short.
Yeah, this bamboo forest is not far, maybe a couple hundred yards.
Yeah.
And
which explains why if you're not there first thing in the morning, it gets really crowded because
Yeah.
there's nowhere for people to go.
Exactly. we like to take pictures of ourselves at like tourist sites, like we're the only ones there.
Yeah. I mean, and like basically everyone else in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But we really enjoy that,
and we've been able to do it a few times.
We have. Yeah, exactly. So we were able to get our no one else is there photos. Mm-hmm. So it was a success.
Yeah.
And we ended up not really needing to spend much time there. But our second stop was at a temple that was right next to the grove.
Yeah.
This was Tenruji.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Thanks. I've been practicing all day.
So we went to this temple because it was right by the bamboo grove, and they also had like a garden, so kind of like a traditional garden. Which, I mean, the temple grounds were nice, but it was also just kind of depressing because it's been a little colder than they were expecting here, and it's like the cherry blossoms are so close.
Along with a lot of other blossoms.
But they're just not quite there.
Yeah. So it was like along a similar theme with some of the temples or some of the sites we saw yesterday, where it's like, this is going to look so beautiful.
In like a week.
In a week. It would be stunning.
Yeah.
So it's like, can really like appreciate the potential beauty, but it is a little muted for
I'm usually like, we're using our imagination now. Like,
we're imagining
the cherry blossoms. Yeah, so it was nice, but it was definitely like, we didn't hang out there too long.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't much to see. And let's see. Oh, and so then after that, so we headed out of there and toward the monkeys, and like we were kind of saying, like it was another like steep uphill. I was like, that's just everything's uphill here. And one thing I thought was funny was that halfway up this hill they had a map, and if you were watching yesterday, there was another hill that people were walking up where there was a map midway, and people were like surprised at how much farther there was to go. And there was a couple looking at this map, and the woman of that couple was not having it. She was
not really on board with walking up this hill at all.
She was not. And it was just funny.
Yeah,
like,
she complained the whole way up the hill. We could hear her behind us.
Yeah, and people were encouraging her, and they were like, it's not that far. I think it was a little farther than I thought it was going to be, but we made it up there, and when you get up to the top, there's someone at the top of the stairs who immediately is telling you, you can go inside and rest.
Yes, we have a rest area for you.
Please go inside and rest. It's like everyone shows up out of breath at the top, and so they have this building where you can go inside and rest, but that's also, if you're going to feed the monkeys, you have to be inside, so you can't be outside. There's a whole list of rules. You can't feed the monkeys outside the building. You can't look directly at them. You can't like hold out your camera directly toward them.
You can't crouch. You
can't crouch down.
And when you're feeding them, you can't put the food directly into their hand. You have to set it down and have them grab it.
But everyone does that one.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like you're supposed to keep a distance. Like,
9 meters.
2 meters? 2 to 3
meters.
meters.
Yeah.
One sign said 3 meters and another one said 2 meters.
Yeah.
But truth be told, like when you're outside, they just walk right by you. Like,
exactly.
Like they're not obeying that 2 meter rule. I guess they don't have that rule from the humans.
Exactly. Double standard.
So we hung out inside and rested and kind of watched people feed the monkeys for a while, and then we there was food for purchase to feed the monkeys. You were limited to one bag so that they don't get stuffed, and you could pick either peanuts or pears. It was probably pears, right?
Yeah. Peanuts in the shell or sliced pears.
Yeah, and so the monkeys seem to enjoy the fruit more, at least from when I was observing. I felt like they
didn't necessarily like the peanuts so much, but it was really fun to watch them eat them.
Yes, or
they like chew open the shell and then break it off, and then they take that peanut and like rub that like the skin of the actual peanut off before they like eat the peanut in multiple bites.
Yeah. Except there were these like little girls who were like cracking the peanuts open for them.
Yeah.
That was
also cute.
They were really cute.
So inside this like shack situation that you're basically in, like it's like almost like two walls, you could say, they're like a chain link fence, and the monkeys are climbing all over the outside, and the humans are like inside in the cage, passing like food out to the monkeys. One of the rules, did we say that rule? You can only feed the monkeys in the building. which was really interesting. Like the monkeys are conditioned to know that food comes through the building, but they're not approaching anybody for food outside.
Yeah.
And there's signs all over the place. It's like don't feed the monkeys outside.
Don't have any food outside.
Yeah.
And they they don't approach you outside. They only approach you if you're inside the building.
Yeah, and very enthusiastically.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. There were like baby ones. There were like old
really
ones. Often, like, you'd, like, hand them a piece of pear, and they'd shove it right in their mouth and then stick their hand right back through that hole.
It was fun because, like, the babies were, like super excited, and then, like, the older ones were a little more chill, and they'd be like, thanks, yeah.
And then, like, they kind of, like, look away and just, like, stick their hand through. Like, it's fine if you give me more.
So we hung out in there for a while, fed the monkeys, and then went outside. And there was actually like a higher up area that we didn't walk up to. Yeah. I'm not disappointed about that. I felt like we got a good amount of monkey time down where we were. And like all of a sudden when we were outside, and honestly like I kind of felt like, okay, we're probably like pretty close to being done.
Yeah.
Like they started announcing something and like playing music and saying it was time for the show.
For a show, yeah.
And like
monkeys appeared out of nowhere.
Like
they just descended on like the top of the hill, like from wherever they were. It's like, what kind of show is happening? And it really
looked like they were getting into formation.
It did.
I think they were probably just getting to like a natural distance from each other.
Yeah.
But they because the outdoor area had like kind of like a central gathering, like a central open space, and they all came down there. And then some of the workers walked through and like threw a whole bunch scattered a bunch food
of
around.
Food. Yeah. And then they all went crazy for the food, and they had like music playing over the. Like I think it was like dun 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 dun. Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of a bizarre experience, but it was really cool to see like have all the monkeys just kind of like come in and gather in one spot.
It was just so unexpected because it's just not what the tone was.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, it's time for the show, and like this music starts playing, and then they just like all descend. But yeah, that was a good time. So we hung out a little longer, watched the show, and then made our way back down the mountain.
Decided we wanted to find some food.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because we were like, oh yeah, we've been up since really early.
Yeah, and haven't eaten in a long time.
It's time to eat again.
So we ended up like in an area with some food shops and like found some food on the street. It was good.
Oh yeah, the station.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. The
kind of like a little food court area at a station.
The food was good. Katrina may or may not have tried matcha ice cream.
I don't know.
We're a little unsure. She's gonna have to try it again another place to like compare.
I really don't know.
It was an experience she wasn't expecting.
It was sweeter than I thought it was going to be, and I wasn't. I mean, I'm not a matcha expert, so I really don't know. I'll probably have to try it again just to be sure. It would be really surprising if it wasn't, just because it's everywhere. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be really weird for it to be the green ice cream that's not matcha. Yeah. I guess, but
it may be that more so.
It might. We might have stumbled on the one stand where that's the case.
It was cheaper.
I also want to point out that there was nowhere to throw away your garbage at this food area.
Yeah. Katrina was very upset about that for hours.
I was not upset about it for hours, and I
she
knew
was
about
put
this.
Out about having to carry her garbage around with her for hours.
That's closer to the truth. No, I knew about this. I knew that it was common for there to not be a lot of places to throw your stuff away, but my understanding was like it was more like there's usually somewhere to throw your stuff away, like where you buy it, and if you like leave the premises, then you're kind of out of luck. But there was just nowhere to throw anything away. And then there were like a lot of cute stores around that area, but it was so crowded by this point, and these streets were, it was just like a small street, and just packed with people. So I only popped into one store, and for anyone who knows the Miffy character, there was a Miffy store that was like Miffy Sakura Kitchen, and it was like a whole bunch of Miffy merchandise, and then they actually had like a little bakery and with like Miffy themed items, and it was so adorable, and I really wanted something, but I actually didn't love anything enough to get it, but it was super 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 cute. I was glad to window shop it.
So Katrina went over to the Miffy store, and I stayed on the bench where we ate lunch. And I intended to work on my notes for the day. I have a notepad app in my phone, and I keep notes as we go throughout the day, so that I do that when I'm traveling in general. And it does help when we're like going through going through the day, recapping it for this as well. But so I got like one note, and then I like pulled up cross-legged on the bench and put my head on my hands and slept basically until she got back, which I assume was like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
He's
like, how long were you gone?
She likes to Miffy shop.
Days.
Yeah, exactly. So from there we caught a bus, like we said in the highlights.
Oh yeah.
That
other temple.
Yeah, this one's called Otagi Nenbutsu-ji.
Okay.
Otagi Nenbutsu-ji. And again, its thing is that it has like 1,000 small stone statues.
1,000, 1,200, something like that.
1,000 plus.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, and these temple grounds weren't very big, and they're kind of out of the way. But it stood out because it's different. The statues are definitely like a unique thing that aren't at every temple. We certainly haven't come across them in that quantity.
Yeah.
So I thought that was neat to see.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice, to go someplace that's not super crowded. And it definitely was not.
It was not.
Yeah, like when we got there was only a couple people.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, never more than like a dozen.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of a nice place to be for a bit. And, we decided to name some statues, and named about 300 of them.
Yeah, exactly. When we went into the temple, we got in and realized that it would be a good idea
temple
to
grounds.
know. Yeah, when
we
didn't
didn't actually go into the temple there.
Decided it would be a good idea to know what the bus schedule was to get back, because we were kind of outside of the city. So I went back out and checked the bus schedule. Came back in. It was going to be 45 minutes until our next bus, which is how we ended up naming 300 statues, which was actually, I really enjoyed. But then we went out to wait for our bus at the time, and the other people in the temple grounds weren't like super motivated to like get out there as well. It's like, oh, I guess they're gonna like stick around for a while, but
for another hour, because that's the thing, that these buses, the buses out there did not run very often.
Yeah. So we waited, and we were just about done when I realized this is not the side of the street that the bus should be coming on.
Because they drive on the other side of the road here.
Yep. So I looked at the wrong side of the street. So the bus is coming to the other side of the street, and it actually would have left like 20 minutes after we got there, which would have been perfect.
We could have made it.
But
you know what? Then we
300 statues.
Yes, exactly. And you know what was on the other side of the street? A garbage can. Like there's nothing.
Which made it all worth it to Katrina.
There's like nothing else out there. Like a tunnel.
Yep.
And some houses.
Yeah.
And this temple. And then there's just like, and the trash can's not even like near anything. Kind of near the bus stop, but not even like right next to it.
Right.
Anyway.
So at this point, we decided to head back in the city because we wanted dinner. And
yes.
Good news, we branched out and did not have Ippudo today.
Yes.
Even though we have many days.
Good.
So instead, we had Saizeriya, which was the like Italian-Japanese place that we went to when we were in Tokyo.
Here's the thing.
Turns out they have one here.
Here's the thing. The dish we had there, Doria, which is a baked rice dish, it was so yummy, and I've been thinking about it like ever since. Like pretty much every day I've been talking about it. It was really, really good. And so I actually, like, since we got to Kyoto, have been looking up, like trying to figure out ways to find restaurants that had Doria. And I don't know why I didn't catch my eye the first time I found a list. But yeah, I was skimming like TripAdvisor reviews, and for reviews that had Doria in one of, in the comments, and that restaurant popped up, and we knew it was good.
Yep.
We knew it was a good deal.
So cheap. We got 2 entrees, we split a pizza, and we both got drinks, and it came to $12.
$14.56.
After the
after the exchange rate,
it was like $13. It's crazy. Because the food is good, the portions are ample, and anyway,
if you have a chance to try Doria, I highly recommend it. It's so cozy and yummy.
It's a gratin, right?
Yeah,
so it's like
gratin
cheese
style.
Yeah, cheese and rice
and sauce
with like a meat sauce.
And you can have like all kinds of like. There's all different like seafood versions, and ones that are more like traditional pasta flavoring. Like basic. We're like just original way to go. But there's different styles, like ones with eggs on the top, like cracked on the top. That's actually pretty common. But it's just like it comes out super hot because it's been like baked, and it's just so good. Highly recommend.
So we hadn't like 100% decided on the onsen for tonight.
Can I talk about my purchase? that
Sure.
had been before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we, on our way to dinner, we got off whatever mode of transportation we used to get there. I don't know. We're regularly jumping between like buses, subways, train, trolleys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. So we got off of something. We were walking toward the restaurant.
I typically know.
Jared knows. I just, I do other things.
Yeah. Oh no, we both have our strengths, and things are way better when we stick to them.
So we're walking down the street, and all of a sudden I like stop in my tracks because I realize we're passing a hanko store. Hanko. And I just said it with like such aggression that it sounded really weird.
Yeah. So they have hanko here.
Yeah.
Like,
and just like,
okay.
And I was like, no, we need to stop. So hanko is a stamp, and it's people in Japan use them as like their signature. So if you live and work here or go to school or whatever, like you need a stamp to like one of these hanko stamps to sign any official documentation. And I had looked into them before because I knew that you could get them as like souvenir items, and I had even found that there's like machines like vending machines, not like, well, I guess it technically would be, where you could like key in stuff on a screen and it'll like print it, like it like carves it for you. And I looked into that, but I don't know, it was a little
turns out like the results are a little inconsistent,
because those machines might be like, type in your name, and then it's like, here's like these amazing kanji symbols for you, and then they might just be like luck and money, or like you don't really know like what it's translating your name to be. And so I looked into it a little bit more, and I found that there's like hanko stores that will like sell, like they'll custom make stamps for tourists. And I everything I had found was Tokyo based, and so I kind of assumed it would be a thing to find in Tokyo. Although like after our one day in Tokyo, it's kind of like I don't have a specific location. Tokyo is giant. I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to find this. And so we just stumbled across a place today, and they were it looked like a traditional, like very small,
like definitely like a small business,
but they did have a poster in the window that made it clear that they would sell to someone who was not Japanese. And went in and talked to the woman in the front. She went into the back and got the guy who makes the stamps, and he translated my name into appropriate katakana, which was really great, and showed like a various styles. So I picked out like what style I wanted,
size and circle versus square versus like red character versus white character versus a surprising number of options.
Mm-hmm. And then he also he gave me a couple options. Like he did my name in katakana, and then also did like a kanji version, which it's like, to me it's kind of like if we knew each other, he could probably like pick out appropriate kanji for me, but name was safer. So picked out a style, and so he's making it right now. No, he's probably asleep right now, but it'll be ready for me tomorrow afternoon. So he was like, come back this time tomorrow. And it's just so perfect because like this is
turned out so well.
Pretty much the only day where that works.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow's our last full day in Kyoto, and the way our schedule is going to work tomorrow, like there's time for me to go pick it up in the afternoon. Really, like it couldn't have been more perfect to stumble across it.
Just wandering along. It looks like it'll be good quality. Mm-hmm. It'll be custom made. With the like homey touch, and fits perfectly into our schedule. Yeah, it was great.
It was very exciting. So that was a highlight of my day.
Yeah.
So yeah, super excited to get to pick that up tomorrow afternoon. And now that's like one more thing that we don't have to do in Tokyo. Like, there's things here where I'm like, that we were going to do that in Tokyo. Let's cross it off the list here if we're stumbling across it, just because I feel like Tokyo is just going to be a whirlwind when we get back there. Yeah. So, front loading what we can. So then we ate dinner.
Yeah. So going back to dinner, we decided that we were going to the onsen tonight. And so we both did some like last minute like reading through how to onsen
which
articles.
We've done.
We had both like done extensive research about how to
all
do
those
this.
The YouTube channels I watched, they all talk about it. I've read a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just good like
some last minute cramming.
Last minute reminders.
You're gonna walk in and be naked somewhere. You kind of want to
and not have your phone at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The article I was reading was like, don't use your phone in the onsen unless you want to go to jail.
Yeah.
So we don't want that.
So I said, like, so you want to go to the onsen now? And I meant, do you want to go to the onsen now? And Katrina meant in this slot of the evening.
Right.
So,
like that's what we're doing next.
Like we said, I typically know what trains and buses and stuff we're on. Katrina, we, like, get to a transfer and she's like, wait, but that says we're going to Arashiyama. Like, I know. That's where the onsen is.
I think, like, at some point, have we, like, figured out the navigation to get home? Like, at all? No? Maybe not? I don't know. Because I was like, no, this is going the wrong direction. Like, we're supposed to be going back to the hotel. Because I thought we were coming back here and, like, dropping stuff off and, like...
Nope, we went right to the onsen.
Nope, straight there. So,
the onsen experience, moving through that, once we found it, there was like a sign out front, like in like the lobby before you go into the main lobby that had some English on it, and it was interesting because it was like a version of information from the website, but a little more relevant to exactly what you were going to do. So you go in, you take off your shoes, you put your shoes in a locker and get the locker key, and then you take the locker key into reception and you hand the locker key to reception, and then they give you a key for the locker in the locker rooms. And then in our case, we also rented a couple of towels. You have two towels, a small one and a big one. You
can also rent loungewear because there's lounge areas outside of the bath.
The loungewear is basically this.
I don't know because we didn't rent it. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
the couple in front of us when
that was like brown and like shiny.
Yeah.
Oh, this is white and cotton.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like this type of outfit.
Okay.
Yeah. It also looked a lot like the outfits they provided for the
Capsule Hotel.
Yeah. So then we got the towels.
Got our things.
So we were good to go there. There was a place to the side that was doing massages. We went over, tried to get one. They only had one opening, and it was really late, so we decided not to do that.
They had other openings for other types of massage, but
kind of they were stupid massages.
Yeah, no.
You like rub some essential oils on you or something.
No, if you've never had a Thai massage, if you like massage, it's not for everybody. And honestly, I've only done it in California. Yeah. So there's a Thai massage place in California
that one time that Katrina and I accidentally got a couples massage together.
You know, sometimes it's really hard to explain what you want when you're making that appointment.
Yeah.
But no, we
speak time.
yeah. So we've had like multiple massages at this place in California. So great. Would love to find a place like it in Seattle. We don't know.
Yeah,
so
I really haven't yet.
Yeah, so here we saw like Thai massage, and I would like to think it's the same as it is in California, and it involves they say like assisted yoga, where they're assisted yoga.
They're pretty much just bending you and pulling you and twisting you and stretching things. You and but in California they also walk on you, and it's fabulous. Yeah.
So
but anyway, we didn't
get that today. We'll just need to go to California.
Yeah. So in the lobby, we came up with a strategy for what to do because we're like splitting off into men's and women's onsens, and then
we're like, how do we know when to find each other again?
Like, let's just say 10 o'clock, which was like 2 hours,
a little over 2 hours,
and see like what happens. So we went our separate ways, and
because we both wanted that Korean body scrub, but we didn't know like was it going to be like the massage, and we wouldn't be able to get an appointment right away. Like we didn't know, so we wanted to build in enough time that we could get it done.
So the onsen.
Yeah.
I like wrote down my impressions. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess maybe I'll just describe a little bit, and then we can kind of maybe tag team notes. So split into men's and women's. It's almost identical on the men's and women's side. There's like slight differences.
Yeah, slight differences.
So there's a locker area. For onsen, you like shower and wash yourself before you enter any of the public baths. And so there's a section set up where there's these little stations, and you like sit and wash yourself, and they've got like all of the cleaning products there for you to use. So you do that first.
On the women's side, apparently they're labeled, the cleaning products. On the men's, they're not. So I may have just like washed my body with shampoo a couple of times because I wasn't sure which one was shampoo and which one was body wash. So, and they were all like scents that are not normal for me.
That's fair.
Familiar to me, yeah.
And so onsens can be different. Like, this layout is not necessarily like standard in any way. An onsen could just be like one bath, like one women's bath and one men's bath, but the one that we chose to go to had like several different types of baths. So there's like one with cooler water, and then there's one like with super hot water, and then there's ones that have like different like minerals in the water, and like just
some with jets,
some bigger that like hold many people, and some that were individual,
some really shallow ones,
like, and then like also what was kind of cool about this place is there were indoor pool areas and like bath areas, and then outdoor ones as well, which I thought was really awesome. Really enjoyed being outside. And then there were also there was a sauna.
And the Korean scrub room.
And the scrub room.
Yeah.
So lots of different options.
Listing all of those things makes it sound like it's gigantic, and it's not. Like, it's pretty compact. It's one of the bigger onsens that we found that we looked into. And we looked into many of them.
Hey, Lori. We looked into several, and a lot like you can also like stay at an onsen. Like, there's a lot that are like the onsen and a hotel combined. So we looked into that, but we couldn't find one that we liked that was convenient to where we already were going to be. So then we started looking into like what are our daytime options, and so that's what this one was. You pay a fee to get in, and then you can pay for extra services. So it just kind of depends. There's a whole variety. But yeah, you're right. It's like the footprint is not very big. It's not very big at all.
There's just like good economy of space. And naked people run around all over the place.
There you go.
Like, take off your clothes at the lockers, and then you go back.
Don't run because it's slippery. It's wet floors.
You take off your clothes at the lockers, and then head into the bath area. And at that point, everybody is run around in the nude. You do carry, like I said, there were 2 towels. There's a big towel for drying off at the end. And then a small towel that's your like modesty towel that people typically just carry around in their hands. Or like I guess in the men's side, vaguely hovering around like your waist area, but not really blocking anything.
It's like mixed on the women's side, I would say. Like, some people use it and like actually like try to like cover themselves as they're walking around, but most people don't. And it's really like, I don't know, it's just there like on the side of the pool or on people's heads.
Yes, Lori, that's what we learned today.
Yes, we had a fabulous time. This place was open like super late. Like,
they're open till 1 a.m.
It was overall like really nice. They had like TVs, so there was like a soccer game on, and so people were watching the game.
There's a TV in the sauna as well, so they were watching it in the sauna. We both went into the sauna. I stayed a little bit longer than Katrina did, but it was really hot in the sauna. Really hot and humid, and it was, anyway, it was crazy.
My strategy was I started like with the hotter stuff, and then like gradually worked myself down to like cooler and cooler options, or like only half in, half out, and then like moved outside. And
my strategy is that I started with there's like this jets section where you get into like your own individual spot, and there's like jets and bubblies, and then like
and
that,
I think
that
like,
seems like a good place to start.
And I didn't try all of them, but I want to say like that maybe the jets are different in each one.
I think they are. I think I tried 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, so you might try one that has like a lot of jets on your back, and another one might have more on your legs.
Like one of them has like a stone headrest.
It's a neat little area.
But
the one at the end,
I decided I like went partially into one, and then like saw that there was a sign on the one at the end, and it had English on it. Like, I might as well go to the one where they like kind of explain how to use this area, and it has like this stuff about like don't use it if you have a pacemaker or any of these like health conditions, and it's talking about like gentle electrical shocks to blah blah blah, like stupid spa talk I'm reading. Then I get in the pool and it starts shocking me. Like, actual electricity.
Legitimate.
Like, you're, like, sitting in there, and, there are these jets that are, like, the most powerful jets I've...
Super strong jets, like, shooting at your back.
Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, like, I'm supposed to, like, press against this jet, and then it's gonna massage my back, and that's what's happening here.
Close to the jet.
Really? Oh.
Well, after a while I did, but yeah.
But that was not the point of that
pool. Suddenly, it, like, jolts you, and, like, for me, it was, like, all of my arms and kind of upper body.
All through your arms.
Okay.
It's so crazy.
Like, is this happening?
I've never seen that before. Like, that was brand new. I mean, and maybe it's all over the place, but I've never come across that.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah. It was not the first thing I tried, but I definitely tried it at one point. But I was worried because it was like, don't let it shock you too close to your heart. And it was like, don't stay in for longer than 3 minutes and no more than 2 to 3 times a day. And I was like, oh my gosh, how long have I been in here? I don't know.
I definitely did not read the instructions that thoroughly.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly like, I just kept like, I don't know. I really liked being outside. I really loved that the onsen had like indoor, outdoor. I liked that it was night.
Yeah. I enjoyed that it was night. It made outside possible for me. I'm not walking naked out in the sunlight. Like explode like a vampire.
And the scrub was great.
Yeah.
Like
it was like a combination. It was kind of painful at times, and that like they're basically rubbing you with sandpaper.
Yeah, woman with mitts, or at least was yours a woman? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, woman with like scrubby exfoliating mitts, and she's just like rubbing every part of you.
Yep, all over the place.
That's what happened there.
And scrub, and then go back to that area and scrub, and then like go back to the area later and scrub.
Yeah.
Like
And then you're just like laying there thinking like, I'm not gonna have any skin left.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was worth it. I enjoyed that a lot. Do you have any other like notes from the onsen?
One surprise.
Yeah.
That like surprise for me is that like families were there.
Mm-hmm.
So like children all the way from like
young.
Katrina said that she saw like a baby.
I swear there was a mom carrying a toddler, which I thought wasn't allowed. I mean, like I don't care, but I thought that wasn't allowed. But maybe she was just always carrying her and like never actually took her in the pool. I didn't watch her that close because that'd
on
be
the
weird.
men's side there was like children from probably like 3 or 4, like all the way through like older children to teenagers to adults and your old folks. So that was a bit of a surprise. Like, I wasn't expecting that.
And I don't know what this place is like any other day of the week or the weekend, but I mean, I didn't feel it was super touristy. There wasn't a ton in English, and like we saw very few other tourists there. So
yeah, it was really interesting, kind of looking around without trying to look around too much. But there'd be like these groups of guys, like younger guys that are just
like high school,
like high school or early college, like that apparently just came to the onsen to hang out naked together.
And like kind of late,
yeah,
right? Because it's a weekday, and we were there till 10 o'clock, and it was still like happening. Families
that apparently came together for like a gender separate like family night or something, and just seems to be like a hangout place for people. It's like, hey, let's go to the onsen.
Yeah, you can have a membership there. And if you do, all of those Korean body scrubs and massages are cheaper. So if you move here, check it out. But yeah, I'm really glad that we picked that one. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. Like we said, we did a lot of research into it, and one of the things that this had, it had like a virtual walkthrough.
Yeah, like, their website was awesome.
On the website, like you could click your way through the whole thing and actually see like what the baths were, and I think help take away a bit of the mystery of what you're getting.
Yeah, well, and especially because it's not like TripAdvisor's not gonna have photos because you can't take pictures in it.
Right.
So there is like that element of like, I don't know what I'm getting into, which all the articles and like YouTube videos and stuff like that like help kind of prepare you. But there's still an element of like, am I supposed to go in here? Am I supposed to do something before I go in there or after I get out? Like. And
chances are the answer is yes.
And then if you're like watching people to try to figure it out, then you're watching people
people run around naked, and
you can only do that so much.
Exactly. So, it's like you're sitting there washing yourself, and you're like, I'm washing my hair. Is that what
I know
what he's doing?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, keep your eyes on your own cubicle.
But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we did it.
Yeah.
And then we came home.
Yep.
I was like, where are we going? Are we going home now?
Yep. And that brings us to the end of the day.
Yeah, except we stopped by a convenience store first.
Because that's what we do.
Because snacks.
Yeah. I bought some pasta. We bought some.
I bought some ice cream.
Some snacks, yeah.
Because it's yummy.
Which means we get to eat that now.
Yeah.
As soon as we
we're gonna
click
have
the finish button.
Apparently a midnight snack. And figure out what our plan is for tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching and hearing about our onsen adventure. Today was like a lot of stuff because it was a really long day.
Yeah.
And
when you get up at 5:30.
Yeah, when you get up at 5:30 to film, and now it's like Like, we filmed and left the apartment, came home, and filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
So if you made it to the end of the video with us, or you joined partway, know that at the beginning of a video, we start with the highlights of the day in just like a few minutes, so that you can catch those. You can see on the post of the video, Katrina,
I'll go back
like
and add how
long the highlights were, so that you don't have to watch our 45-minute video. In this case,
but if you did, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
And let us know if you have any questions about what we're doing or anything about Japan. We're not experts, but we can share stuff. And see you tomorrow. Yeah?
Good night.
Good night. Bye.